morning. Um, we have a really special guest with us today. She's an exceptional artist, and we are very lucky to have just a moment of her time because she has a really busy schedule. I would like to welcome you, Alta Jia. I know that you have a very busy schedule, so if you're comfortable with us starting the interview now with the guide questions, would that be okay? So, I have a set of four guide questions for Gia today. And I would want this to be a really interesting interview and encouraging interview for us to pursue art and to know her story as the artist that she has become today. Right?
So about myself, I'm Alta Jia. I'm 34 years old. 34 years old, sorry. Okay, then I'm born and raised here in Dumaguete. So I started doing art since I was a kid, like 4 years old. Then my first portrait was the first portrait I did was when I was 6 years old.
So it's like a childhood full of art na ano?
Yeah, kuan kanang murag introverted ko grow up, so dili kay ko tig play sa gawas. So akong kuan um daily routine is to draw kanang mag-drawing gyud ko dayon before wala pa may internet. So I would I would watch a lot of TV to kanang study gestures, anatomy sa tawo.
So what kind of art is this specifically?
Alta Jia art style. Pero some say nga kuan maximalism daw siya. Then ako experimental siya. Dayon yeah, then mo na po siya something kuan po siya abstract na figurative. And then wood art the combine.
Maybe and then it seems you also somewhat sketched this.
Yeah.
What are the materials you use for this?
For the nudes, I use graphite, but this specifically I use Indian ink. But usually I use graphite, and for the lines, details, I use pen.
Really detailed. As you can see, we could see that at the sides they use the pen, and then it's just it seems that she made it for hours. Pero how long do you usually make this kind of art? Yeah.
Um, with the nudes, usually 4 hours. I limit myself to 4 hours, but the details more on time consuming siya. So, sa high 3 days, depende sa deadline.
3 days.
3 days, depende sa...
You have that much patience with and
Mm,
it's committing with your art.
yeah.
So you must really love your art very much. Good.
Yeah, kuan good siya. Life na good siya na ako.
So it's okay if we move to the second question. I think this is going to be more about you. So the second question is.
Alright. Ang as to making it as a living, bata pa lang ko, ginan ako sa nga talented ko. So, kanang mo daw na mo makapangwartahan ako. Pero, aside from that, one jud, I have weaknesses in communication. Kanang pakig-converse sa tao. So,
I think you're doing okay.
ay Bisaya man. Ano siya. So, pag minan ako, maglisod ko, express sa akong self, I stutter a lot. So, siya, tanan nga mga thoughts na ako siyang gi-convert into art. Siya journal. Like, tanan nga mga thoughts na dili na ko pwede i-istorya. Like, diba, ang tao is naman dyan yung mga dirty thoughts or mga kanang something nga makapasakit sa ubang tao. Instead of speaking them or writing them, ako siyang i-convert into drawing. So, as I've mentioned earlier, experimental siya. So, whatever comes into my mind, mura na siya kung i-put into vision. So,
Are the arts in here also relevant to your thoughts? They're also when you can't express yourself and what? Are there any specific artworks that you would like to show me and explain to me what your thoughts were when creating them?
Yeah, sure.
I'm very interested. What about you?
So, the story of this is about a lot of things mo siya. So, ako siyang generalize as into showing my vulnerability.
Vulnerability.
Yeah, so
So I see.
so lost ko.
Yes.
The
Langgam ni Pons imong ulo.
kuan siya.
Sa magsabot pero there's a deeper meaning.
Ang bird, this is a raven. Ang symbolism na niya is some imong higher self gani nga imong mga decisions sa kinabuhi is very kuan ka nang sayo na yung decisions dayon ang imong higher self siya mo inflict og pain nimo para makarealize nga say ta nimo gibuhat.
So the raven is the one inflicting pain.
So then ang ga-inflict nimo og pain imo ra kong self baga. So wala siya story ani mo. So
Connect. Tapos
ganun ra ko sa iyang pagka-weird, then sa akong mga art na gud nga naay mga animals or insects, ang akong symbolism na is your my instincts ba, pero mo siya ga dala gyud nako sa akong ga direct sa akong path nga umunay gisulti sa imong instincts, pero sa ang instinct man gud is dili kayo madungog, so murag gahimo jud ko kuan niya, then as you can see detail gihapon siya kay murag symbolizes po siya sa akong pagka
Masa magdamit himo ani?
uan sign 10
Oh,
kuan raga siguro ako dito. So ang ako ang focus ani sa mga details gyud nga murag symbolizes po siya sa akong klase sa akong pangunahon nga complicated kayo, like I really don't know how to simplify things ba. So murag kuan raga describe ako sa akong self nga mga instincts, true ba?
How is I see?
Kung ano siya,
Which
study,
people
I did a mural sa Central, katong sa Boulevard.
Yeah.
So, muna siya yung one of the studies nga akong gi-submit before ko na-approve atong main nga design nga akong gi-pintal dito. So, muna siya.
So I think that's all. Then for the third, let's move to the next one.
Nakuha na reflow na.
That means we're having an interesting conversation.
Ang art is before 2021 for so many years gatago ra gyud na siya sa balay. Walay mga tao nakitaan na, then
Wala ba ka naka-meet ni Julia Barreto?
it's not an award, it's from Russia atoy
May
butang
visit ko
achievement siya, or
siya.
Russia one of my achievements or kanang remarkable nga panghitabo sa akong art journey, because it was unexpected nga palito ni Julia Barreto akong artwork.
So in a way, that's a personal reward. Nagipalit yung artwork ni Julia Barreto. And then is it a nude na kind of artwork?
Yes, dili pa siya nude nga nude gyud, murag collage siya.
Pero it was a portrait of you.
Secret.
Also then she has a portrait of you in her home.
Yung siya na kayo itong experience kay, di ba, sa kadagang tawagan makaduol ni Julia, ako nga, nara ko sa kilid, kami pa dyan nagka-conversation, then gipalit pagod niya akong art. So, murag, niya, ay, ang story di ato kay, naata to interested ato nga dalun to nga artwork, then, kay iyang pangitaan daw og buyer, then, gaduha-duha ko, wala ko nisugot ba. Matay pagka night anang gabi una gyud ingnan ko nga mo ani daw si Julia, so mag-display da mig work, so imbis ako ipadala tong artwork akong gi-appeal display para makita ang Julia. So if ako tong gipadala sa akong friend, wala na to nakita ni Julia, so kuan kay siya bahan ng world ang universe gud pangitag paagi nga magkita sila. Wala gay no ira.
So fourth question and the last question. Any advice?
Number one is be patient. Like,
Be patient.
patience good ka ng as I've mentioned earlier nga ga-start ko bata pa ko hangtod karon niya akong paminaw daghan pa ko kinahanglan ma-learn. So you have to be really patient in pursuing o unsa jud imong ganan kay ang imong ganan ma-achieve is dili ko na siya maabot dayon. Ikaduha is discipline dapat imong i-train imong kaugalingon nga mata ka every day nga with intentions nga to do art and then kuan dapat be humble pug ka dapat bisag imong paminaw maayo na kayo ka imong hunahunaan nga napagyapoy mas maayo nimo and kanang mga mas dili pa maayo kaysa nimo kanang imong i-treat sila nga level ra mo ba dili ka magpamataas nila and then respetar sa isig ka artist isig ka tawo sa tanang mga gagmay or dagkong butaw sa palibot respect gud importante gud siya. And then, kuan, kanang, kung sa imong ganahan, kanang sa deepest part sa imong heart, mo dyan na imong sundon, bahala kung sa istorya sa laing tawo, like i-criticize ka, like criticisms,
And usually, sa akong friends po nga who are pursuing art majors, a lot of them, their parents are not actually fully supportive sa ilang career choice. Especially akong friend nga nag-school Siliman, and then she told me about that story.
Dapat po nga kuan especially sa mga batan-on follow ko sa atong kuan parents kay sila may kabalo o unsaon pag-guide nato pero naabot ra jud ang time nga ang imong tanang oras pwede nimo ibutang sa unsa imong passion total dili man pud dagway na ingon nga bawal jud kayo ka sa pagkakaron wait sa lang jud ka sa kung panahon nga ito na nimo magahin ang tanan nimo nga energy ug tanang effort nimo so ulat-ulat mo na siya be patient ra gud mo abot gud ang time nga makita sa mga tao imong kuan trabaho.
It's really inspiring na inspire ko kuan. Basta mag-art na ko. Kuan pagawa ni Alta Jia kay magsugod na ko kuan sketch. So kuan. So any additional insights before we end our interview and then yeah, additional insights
Kuan ra. Thank you ra sa higayon nga ako imong napilian nga interview sa tanang wala kuan pa man wala ko man jud kay layo pa kay ko sa
our pleasure Jud. It's fun. Thank you dili dagan it's our pleasure. I saw your art, I saw her art Jud, and it was really something else. It was different from the other art that I've seen. The details, especially the details. The art style I've seen similar. I mean, like a similar like sketching and pero the details and the style that she has made it, it's really something else. So thank you, Richard Kayo.
thank you.
And wonderful in the creation of her art, and her artworks are really something else. I hope that this is something for you. And Gia, thank you, Richard Kayo, for your time. And then I would want to go and shake your hand. It's such a pleasure. So, thank you, Kayo.
Thank you.
Right.